Classic TV fans, Rick 9G here. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Welcome to this live stream. It's kind of a last minute live stream because I was going to do it and then in my brain I was like, no, I'm kind of tired. But then I was like, no, let's do this. I want to connect with all of you. I want to say hello. I want to be able to just see how everyone is. Say hello in the chat if it's your first time here. It's a great way to say hi to me. As long as the red live button is on, this is live. This is currently 7:56 p.m. on Monday night, Pacific Standard Time. So if that sounds like the time that you're watching, then it's live. If you're watching this any other time or afterwards, obviously it is set afterwards. Say hello in the live stream. Nice to see everyone. I love to shout people out. Let me know where you're saying hi from. Also know that only subscribers can be in the chat, and so make sure to be a subscriber to support the channel. It's a wonderful way to do that. We'll talk a little bit about my interview with Hope Juber. I want all of you to be able to just ask me questions, just be able to connect on that. We can talk about the Munsters movie, the Rob Zombie movie. I won't talk too much about it because I have other videos planned and so forth. So let's see who's in the chat. Rob Nair, first comment of the day. Nice to see you. Brian C, huge fan. Kevin K, Karen for your dancing, nice to see you as well. I try to say hi as many people as possible. If I would just go down the list. But yeah, super chat's a great way to stand out. If not, just be patient. Come back to the chat, say something else, and I'd be sure to say hello. Karen, you're from Buffalo, New York. I was in Buffalo, New York in a couple years ago before this whole thing happened where we couldn't leave. So very cool. From the Bay Area, Gallegos family Cordero. I am doing amazing. Nice to see you. Bay Area, I've been to San Francisco. I'm doing fantastic. Santa Clarita, Yolanda saying hello. Is it Healdsburg, California? Awesome. We're in the same state. Stunny. Ridgefield, Connecticut. Thank you, Randy, for being an amazing moderator, as you always are, with the blue wrench, keeping the chat focused, keeping the chat moderated for us. So I appreciate it here. Michael is tuning in from Australia, where it is Tuesday, which is awesome. Hey, Jerry, nice to see you. Good to see that you are on the chat. I'm glad you're doing more live streams. Or not live streams, you're doing podcasts. There we go. I love Star Trek. Huge Star Trek fan. Have you seen the Star Trek videos I put up? Pop Culture Curator. Check out my Next Generation videos. I don't have tons of them out, but I do have some. Melbourne, Australia, Mark Muller. Nice to see you from Australia. Big shout out to people from Australia who are, what, is it morning? Someone just said that. Someone else from Australia is on here. What'd you say? It's 2 p.m. on Tuesday, so it's just perfect for you. We're about to go to sleep here in the west coast of the United States. Chandler, Arizona, Milwaukee, Western New York, Jamestown, birthplace of Lucy. I was in Jamestown a couple years ago, Karina. I don't know if you've seen my video on that. John Roy with our first comment having to do with the Munsters. Salutations from Lord Beerus. John says, the reason the Munsters movie isn't that bad is because just about all other movies being made these days are horrible. The Munsters could have been a lot better. I think it was pretty good. I mean, it could have been better. Most things could be better. There are a few movies out there like Back to the Future, which I'm like, you can't make that better. Or another movie I really love, The Illusionist, The Prestige. I also like the Dark Knight series, all the trilogy. I don't think those could have been made any better. Maybe the Bane movie a little bit, the third one. But any chance. Yes. Now, I never rule out any show. Because I used to say, oh, I'm never going to cover the Lucy show. I'm never going to cover Here's Lucy because I don't like them as much as I love Lucy. And then I started becoming genuinely interested in them, watching them more, and then I started covering them. So no show is off the table, I would say. Let's see, it's afternoon in Australia. That is awesome. Rob Nair, I've been to New York City. I went to New York City when I visited. So I did a whole trip. You guys should check out. I did a whole trip to New York. I went to New York City. I made a whole video on that. I went to Broadway and Times Square, everything, all that good stuff. Second one, I went to Jamestown, New York in that second video, and I did everything Lucy. I showed the whole town and neighborhood and all that. And then the third video, I went to Buffalo, New York. So, yeah. Good evening, Captain Fandom Nerd. Nice to see you. Hey, Scott Baker, saying hi, Mr. Rick. Oh, Lord Beerus, you have impeccable timing. I'm live, and you're literally watching Seinfeld on TV right now. That is awesome. I will watch it later tonight at 10 when they play some reruns. Absolutely. I love Seinfeld. So let me know. Give me some idea of what you thought about the Munsters movie. I'm not going to reveal too much on my end. I've done a review on the film already, a spoiler-free review. Let me know just in general what you think. No reason to spoil anything. Now, it's not a heavy spoiled movie. It's not like there's like a crazy, crazy secret that no one is expecting and Herman Munster takes off his mask and under it, he's like a vampire. There's nothing like that. But, yeah, just story-wise, we don't need to get into it. I'm going to make a video, hopefully, where I break it down. I want to break down the movie and show you a couple things I noticed, a couple tidbits, a couple fun items, and so I think it'll be really fun for you to all look at that. Larry says, thank you for the great info you put into your post. You're doing a great job and the work is appreciated from North Carolina. Well, thank you, Larry. Peace to you as well. I appreciate you watching and appreciate you supporting. The best way to do that is by hitting the thumbs up button in this video, by doing it to every video that you watch, and by hitting the subscribe button. You only do it once, and it's all free. It's all free. You don't have to pay anything to do any of that. Some people go above and beyond, do super chats, they do Patreon, which are much appreciated. They're never required. Nothing's really ever required on this channel. No, nothing is. I just would appreciate likes and subscriptions. And I appreciate all of you hitting that like button. 15 of you have hit the like button. Ooh, we can get that higher. There's quite a lot of people on the live chat, so we can get that number high for sure. All right, let's see what you all think here. Lord Beerus, I definitely recommend anybody watching to subscribe and join Rick on his journey of education and knowledge that he provides to us. I appreciate that, Lord Beerus. I do see this as a journey and me learning as well. Like, I see things, I spot things, or I come upon some knowledge and I share it with all of you. But it's also keeping the shows alive. Today I posted my first short, pretty much ever, and it had to do with Catherine Card from I Love Lucy, Lucy's mother. The woman who played Lucy's mother was Catherine Card. She was an actress. She wasn't really Lucy's mom. And she played Minnie Finch, and I made a little short on that, letting people know, kind of advertising our channel. And I'll make a few more of those here and there. And yeah, Randy Tompkins, our moderator, says, in general, I thought it was way better than expected. Sally, I like the Munsters movie way more. Oh, I lost it. Sorry, I lost your comment. Way more than I thought it would. Really fun. Brian, I rented the Munsters movie, but I have not watched it yet. Check it out. Check it out, Brian. Let me see. Lee Beth. Now, I'm going to read everything, even people who didn't like it, okay? Some people did not like this film. That's like with every film, right? Lee Beth says, I fell asleep, but then again, I work in healthcare, watched it after a long shift, so I need to try again. Totally understood. Maybe you were tired. BG says, do you think they purposefully left an opening for Rob Zombie Munsters 2? You know what? That's a great question. I think pretty much every movie these days leaves the door open for number 2. You know, Back to the Future 1 ends with, Marty, something's got to be done about your kids. And there was never a sequel planned. It was like an inside joke, but the people were waiting for it, they asked for it, and then they did it. But now almost every movie is up for a possible sequel. That's just how Hollywood works, so absolutely. Even the ending isn't shocking. It was a little out of the ordinary. I'll talk about it in another video, and I'll talk about why. I think a lot of you would enjoy that. Let's see. John Roy says, Grandpa reading Playghoul is like reading the macabre version of Playgirl. Odd choice for this movie. Igor makes a few references to Lord Grimsby wanting to do things with his bottom. You do know, John Roy, that Playghoul was read by Grandpa in the original series, or by the Count. There are photos of him, and he's doing it in an episode. So it's not just in the movie. It's an homage to that. So it's not a Rob Zombie makeup thing that he made up. It's in the series. Let us see. Rick, your first short was very cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very shorts for me are like advertising, so the quality is not something I'm focused on. It is literally 10 to 15 seconds of a quick something, right? And it's to catch people's attention to what we're doing and to see someone say, "Whoa, really?" And then they hopefully subscribe or they join the channel and they watch the longer videos. So these shorts are gonna be things that I've already talked about, but maybe people have missed, right? Or haven't watched the video, maybe the algorithm didn't push it enough or so forth, and yeah. So thank you, Christopher. John Roy, Sherry Moon Zombie's acting was more like Morticia. She was very much like Morticia, and I would say it was like another side of Lily. I'm not really making an excuse. I think it could have been done better, but that's the actress that was chosen. And so I think that was a bit of a weakness in the movie. I have nothing against Sherry Moon Zombie. Like I said, she's beautiful. I think she's actually a sweet lady. People have said that. Like, she's nice to people. And so, I'm just looking at the performance that we finally got, and, no problem. No problem there. Scott Baker, all my love and blessings and thoughts to everyone in Florida. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. Everyone's safe. Everyone is doing well. Okay, let's see. It's way better than you expected. Linda Sprinkle says, Rick, I love the Munsters movie. I thought it was fun. You watched it 3 times. Holy moly. I'm going to watch it again because of my video work that I'm doing, and I'll gladly watch it again. Yeah, so that's awesome. Nice to see you, Mike. A short on Carolyn or Lillian Appleby. Yes, definitely the same person. Yeah, Kevin K. I know there are critics who said the Munsters movie is not the same as the 60s show. It's not. I mean, it's the same family, but it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's the same universe, I guess, yes, but I never make it, like a remake is never supposed to be a perfect fit to what it was. Unless it's like the Psycho movie that was remade shot for shot. That was on purpose, and people hated that because it was a shot for shot remake. There was no ingenuity. So sometimes remakes get a bad rap, and I'm not a fan of remakes by any means. Okay, anyway, I want to talk a little bit about Hope Juber. So if you don't know, Hope Juber is the daughter of Sherwood Schwartz. Her original name was Hope Schwartz, right? Sherwood Schwartz, Hope Schwartz. And she is the daughter of Sherwood Schwartz, the creator of Gilligan's Island. And I was able to bring her on the show, on the channel. And that was a great honor for me to be able to do that. I do want to give credit, and I put it in the video, to Anna Skinner, Happy Collector, known as the Happy Collector, for making that happen. Anna was able to basically contact her and let her know that, hey, you should come on Rick's channel and so forth. So I do appreciate that, Anna. Happy Collector, and the fact that we were able to bring her on, but more because we were able to share all of her wealth of knowledge of being on the show and just telling us what it was like. Like, she was never on screen on Gilligan's Island. She was on the Brady Bunch, but she was on set. I mean, think about being on set with, Skipper and Gilligan in between shots, in between scenes, and being able to, breathe in the air of the island and be outside near the lagoon. Like, that was her playground. She was Sherwood Schwartz's daughter. And so, I mean, that must have been awesome. And if you haven't seen that interview, you should check it out. It's about 30 minutes. It's not super long, but she shares so much. She had her father's Emmy behind her, which we couldn't really see. It was on a shelf, but she had her father's treatment, the original script that he pitched to CBS, which is just super amazing. Brian Redmond says, just lost you, Brian. Thank you, Rick, for your hard work and dedication on your work in creating quality content. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Whoa, Kenneth Huber coming in with a 50 $50 super chat. Kenneth, you are awesome. Always thank you for your service. Always thanking you for your contributions as a wonderful pilot as well. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your support on the channel. It means a lot. Again, that's all, out of your generosity, and by no means, no one's required to do that. But the fact that you do and go above and beyond, I appreciate that, Kenneth. I hope you're doing great. Hope you're staying safe and feeling awesome. Okay, let's see. Any chance you can get an interview with Tina Louise? So, let's just say I've contacted a lot of people from shows and things like that, and most of the responses I get is no. And most YouTubers won't say that because it doesn't sound good, but I have no reason to hide it. I get it. I assume when you get to a certain level, they start saying yes or they start coming to you. But Hope Juber came to me in the sense she was brought by a viewer of mine, and so that's amazing. And the daughter of Sherwood Schwartz. So I'm not big into interviews. I enjoy them. I think they're wonderful. But it's hard to get people on. So my channel would never survive if it would just interviews. Now, if I'm getting 50 people a day and I can, offers to be on my channel, and then I choose one here and there, then yeah, I would have more than enough people. But yeah, it's few and far between that I can get someone who agrees to be on the channel. And it's hard, and part of it, honestly, is that a lot have passed away. Some of the ones like Tina Louise are a lot older. Some of them don't want to be on camera anymore. Some of them, they don't want to do it pro bono, or, there's just so many things. And so I don't want to single anyone out because they have the right to say no. And so, yeah, but that's a great question. And so that's one of the reasons why it's a lot harder to do that. So, yeah. By the way, Kenneth, what are you up to tonight? Any fun stuff happening? Well, I like to see videos on some of the obscure shows like Car 54, My Mother the Car. Yeah, those are, like you said, a lot more obscure shows that I have not seen. I saw one episode of Car 54. It was even mentioned, the Munsters movie, right? And so, yeah, it was cool to be able to talk with her. Such a great interview with Hope. Sally says, wow, so awesome. I appreciate that, Sally. And you were able to catch in the actual interview that you had seen Hope Schwartz, or Hope Juber, in a Brady Bunch episode. You're like, hey, I know you're from Brady Bunch. Yeah, she appeared 4 times on the Brady Bunch as a girlfriend, I believe, to one of the guys. I'm not a huge, or really watch Brady Bunch. But yeah, she was telling me that she played on screen, right? Is kind of getting into acting and so forth. Kenneth Huber says, from one pilot to another, I love your channel. The old Navy A7E pilot, in case you don't remember. Oh, I absolutely remember. I'm not going to forget that you flew military planes, and the A7E is a wonderful, gorgeous plane. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. The Lagoon was also used for Wild Wild West. Yeah, it was also used for the show It's About Time. Yeah, I've covered a little of that show. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, a guest spot in any classic show. I've always said I love Lucy, and you guys know I love that show. But you know what show I really would have loved to have been on? Either Chips or Emergency. And I would have wanted to be like a paramedic, like a guest paramedic to help out John and Roy. Or even like a guest CHP officer for one episode to ride with Eric Estrada. Like, come on. Like, even Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner, the fact that, Jenner was actually on the show, like, that's pretty cool. The fact that he got to replace, Estrada and so forth. And I don't know. I think that's just awesome. All right, let's see. Brian, you would like to send more videos on Star Trek TNG? It's one of your favorites. Yeah, I will be making more. Just be aware, and I tell people that I'm aware of the audience that is here too, because I don't want to alienate people, and that happens sometimes. Because there are people who, maybe a minority, but let's say they want to watch I Love Lucy and then they see Gilligan, they're like, oh, and then they leave for like a few weeks and stuff. You know, the channel is not exclusively one show, right? So there may be surprise shows and maybe like other shows, and there are shows that I will repetitively do a lot. It's at some point I have to go back to me and what I like and what I enjoy, and so that's really, really important. Yeah. Yeah. Again, just a kind reminder, please let's leave all of the messages on here to the topic and so forth. No advertising or anything like that, because that will get filtered out. This is about talking about the channel and talking about, you can ask me about myself and how I make videos or recent videos that I've made or shows. You're more than welcome to ask all of that stuff, and I'll pick as many as I can. The good ones, as I always say, the ones that really jump out to me. Mike, Precode fan, says, yeah, I liked your video on Tasha Yar recently. Well, thank you. Yeah, I was a fan of Tasha Yar, and it wasn't my favorite thing that she left. Now, you guys taught me something. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know everything, because I don't. You guys taught me that her name is Denise Crosby. I didn't think too much of her last name. She is, for real, the granddaughter of Bing Crosby. Yeah, the big Bing Crosby. Denise Crosby, the granddaughter. And so I was like, whoa. And some people were saying that maybe she thought too much of herself and so forth. That could be opinion, because, you know, we're not going to go there. If you notice, I spoke in the video her words in the interview, and Rick Berman. And so I stick with that. I don't want to make conjecture and make things up and so forth. So yeah, Bing Crosby's granddaughter, pretty cool. Pretty awesome. She was that's pretty awesome. I had no idea. It's just cool when you make those connections, right? Like when I learned that Jamie Lee Curtis is the daughter of Janet Leigh, right, from Psycho, and Tony Curtis. That's how you get Jamie Lee Curtis. I was like, whoa, right? So yeah, that's cool. I've done videos on Emergency. John Swiner Music asks, have you done videos on Adam 12 or Dragnet as precursors to Emergency? I've done one or two on Adam 12. I haven't gotten deep into Adam 12 or Dragnet at all. I've done a lot of Emergency. Yeah. You have to be aware that from what I do branch out, but you can't branch out too much too quickly, because then you can lose or alienate other audiences, and I never want to do that, because, you know, for example, it's been 3 weeks since I've done an I Love Lucy video, and for some people they're like, thank goodness, no more Lucy, I'm tired of Lucy. And other people could say, I'm done with the channel because I haven't seen Lucy in 3 weeks. So again, and it's hard, I can't please everyone. So if I do like 5 new shows, then obviously I'm just one person, so it's hard. See, and so I'm giving you all insights to how channels work and how YouTube could be really difficult, because I could center my channel on one thing and then you just get a certain audience and there's not a lot of growth. But then if you grow to other channels, you get more growth, but then people demand more. And so, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy there. Thank you, Sally. I'm glad that you're enjoying the live stream. Hey, Mitzi Crabtree, nice to see you. I am glad that you have enjoyed the chat. I've never seen Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Dick Martin. Is it Dick Martin? See, I don't know them too much. I think he appeared on not I Love Lucy, on The Lucy Show. I wasn't a fan of him. I just don't think he's super funny or anything. Again, I'm very selective in shows that I think are funny and so forth. Like I think we all are, because I'm sure you guys all have shows that think are funny and others agree and some don't. And so, yeah. Brian says, I will always support your work regardless. Your channel is my favorite. I absolutely appreciate that, Brian. You're awesome. You've been a long-time supporter. So long. Kevin K, always great videos. Very informative. Well, thank you, Kevin K. You are awesome. All right. I just got a big boost of comments, so it's like I'm catching up. Will we ever see a Gilligan's Island movie? Who would play Gilligan? Now, there have been Gilligan's Island movies. I'm sure you know that, Jedi, or maybe you don't. There was a rescue from Gilligan's Island. There's Gilligan's Island, the Harlem Globetrotters, which I haven't seen. I don't even know how you can find that. But I don't know if I would like a Gilligan's Island movie. I would think a short series of it would be good. I have no idea who would play Gilligan. I would do a relatively unknown but good actor like Bob Denver. I don't really like saying, oh, like, I know this actor, let's just plunk him in. I think with a lot of these things, it's good to get a relatively unknown actor who's good. Because then if they're too well known, it just kind of breaks the illusion for me. Because again, when like Yvonne DiCarlo and those people came on The Munsters, yeah, they were well known for other stuff, but they weren't like super crazy well known. They had little bit parts here and there, and the shows that were super popular elevated them. So I would like to see that. Yeah. Zach Arnold, Florida's Hollywood Impressionists, more Three Stooges, and Laurel Hardy filming locations. Yeah, so there was a time where I did a lot of location vids. I might go into that. I'm going to be going to Austin, Texas, hopefully, if things pan out correctly, the 21st of this month, and there were videos, the way this should work, the week after on my whole trip. I'm going to go with my dad. It's a Formula One trip, and so I know maybe some of you may not even know what that is. Some of you may know. The thing is, it's kind of obscure. It's very European. It's becoming popular in the U.S. now. It's Formula One car racing. And it's very different from NASCAR, and it's becoming more popular in the U.S. now. I'm going to show a lot of that. I know it has nothing to do with classic TV, but that's okay, because it's going to be kind of like a travel vlog, and we're going to break a little bit of the topics of what I do and go into there right before Halloween. I'm going to go to museums. I'm going to go to a couple sites in Austin. I may even go to San Antonio, Texas. We may take a little drive down there, maybe hit the Alamo. I don't know. I don't want to reveal everything, but I'm excited. And so I love history too, so maybe some of you may enjoy that history and stuff. It'll be exciting. So make sure to support the channel. Send your thumbs up, because the channel, me being able to do YouTube, has contributed me to be able to do this trip, right? Jerry says, one of the things I like about your channel, there are many, is that you have a great balance of content. Keeps me interested. Well, thank you, Jerry. I try to keep things, different and just always, different. Woozy K Girl 67. I know you like I Love Lucy a lot. Yeah, I do. It's my favorite show. But what about follow-ups to Lucy show? And here's Lucy. So I have two playlists. Well, I have an I Love Lucy playlist, which you could check out, 300 Lucy videos. I have a Lucy Show playlist, and I have about 15 or so videos, so make sure to check those out if you're a Lucy Show fan. There will be more Lucy Show, I guarantee you. And here's Lucy. I don't have tons, but I think I have 4 or 5 maybe. And again, as I add more, the lists will grow, right? So yeah, check that out. That is awesome. Kenneth says, I watch all your videos, even the ones I didn't think I would be interested in. And sometimes you introduce me to a show I would not usually watch. Oh, that makes me feel so good. And again, I'm not paid by these companies to make you watch these other shows, but the passion that I have for them hopefully shines forth. Then I hope that you watch other shows, because you all have told me about other shows. It's about time. You've told me about, I knew about Here's Lucy, but I actually watched it because of all of you, so that's awesome. Rob Zombie needs to do Monsters on Gilligan's Island. That is the funkiest comment I think I've heard so far. I play a good Gilligan? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm that good of an actor, to be honest. Get Smart. I think Get Smart is fairly funny, but I can only enjoy about 1 or 2 episodes before I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, it's not a hilarious episode to me, or a hilarious show. I think it's funny. It doesn't verbally, make me laugh. I just watch it and I'm like, okay, that was clever, that was cool. There's some few episodes that are pretty cool, so I don't go crazy over the show, right? Ankita, hello Rick, great to see you again. Would like Perfect Stranger videos whenever you feel like it. I love Perfect Strangers. I totally need to do more, and you're absolutely right. It's one of my favorite shows, and yeah, I want to do more of it. Absolutely. Brian, go to bed. I know it's late, so please, if you all have to go to bed and watch it after, I won't be offended, don't worry, but I appreciate you, Brian. I appreciate all of you. But Brian's saying he's having a good night, so good night to you. We'll be ending soon. I'm not going to make this a huge, super long live stream. I just want to touch base with you and so forth. Mike, Precode fan, says, I was very little when I Love Lucy was on, but I was the right age for Here's Lucy. We kids always had to take our baths before we go watch Lucy. That is awesome. That is so good. That is so good. I haven't seen Stone Pillow. No, no. Green Acres, I saw clips of it on YouTube, and I don't know. I never could get, honestly. So I'm a city boy. I was born in the city. I was born in the great city of Santa Monica, which is in the Los Angeles County area. And so I've always been a city boy. I've never been able to really get into any rural or country type shows like Andy Griffith, Green Acres. What's the other show with B. Benaderet with the P? But with a P, it starts with a P. You all know, and I have it at the tip of my tongue. See, the Petticoat Junction. There we go. I can never get the Waltons. I can never get into any of those shows. I don't know why. I think it's just so different from what I'm used to that I can't relate. And so it's just hard for me to be able to identify with the comedy and with what they're saying. Versus I know some of you may have been born on a farm or in the country or a smaller city where you identify with that. And I totally get it. It's just for me, it's just harder for me to identify. But maybe with time I may like some of those shows. So yeah, I'm always open. I'm in love with the Dragon's Dinner. Awesome. What episode is that from? Oh, you were born on August 6th, Mike? Yes. Go to bed, everyone. It is so late. I know it's like 11:30 for some of you, so I appreciate all of you. Petticoat Junction. There you go. There we go. All right. You all are awesome. Quantum Leap I've never watched, but that is something that I definitely want to get into. I'm going to cut it here, everyone. I know it's late. I got on a little later. I was a bit busy. I wish I could have gotten on early, but I will do more live chats. Don't worry. I don't know when I'll do the next one because, again, I got a lot of stuff this month. I also got some Halloween videos coming out, so keep that in mind. I appreciate all of you. I thank you for your support. Thanks so much for all that you do for the channel. Thanks for all the likes. Look at this. There are almost as many likes as concurrent viewers, and that is amazing. So I thank you for hitting the like button, for being so supportive. You are awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks. We'll see you all next time. Have a good night. Sleep well, and most importantly, everyone, be hopeful.